not really here? You can't hear the game sounds? Hello and welcome to Ketterick Farms. We are back with another live stream tonight. How is everyone doing? We, for once, are on time. We managed to actually get the game set up before the stream for a change. And we're going to play around with the new precision farming tonight. I have admittedly not gotten a chance to do that before now. And so we're going to take a look at it. There's some different changes with it from FS19. And so I can't wait to try it out, see what's going on. And I've got a handful of new mods, updates to a map. And so we're going to be going back to South Louisiana here. I did a live stream on this map a little while back. And oh my goodness, Wallace, appreciate the $10 super chat there. Very kind of you, sir. We're going to be taking a look at this map. It's been updated for precision farming. And I've got some other mods. We're going to wait. I've got at least one modder that's going to be joining the chat a little bit later today. So we'll be showing off some of those mods, and it'll be a great segue to just kind of jump around and see some different things with precision farming tonight. My goal tonight is really just to play around with this map and some of these mods and precision farming. So we're going to be just jumping all over the place. Hopefully we can get a little bit of some harvest going, a little bit of some spraying, maybe some planting going, just to check out some of the mechanics here. So without further ado, I'm going to start jumping into the game here, and we'll see how this goes. I see we've got a number of people in chat already. How y'all doing? Stranded Kansas, good to see you. Tech for the Disabled, always good to see you, sir. I'm curious to know what you think is broken with precision farming. Given that I haven't started yet, I would be very curious to hear. I'm not going to generate an auto drive course here just yet. Dylan Campbell, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Living on a player, good to see you, sir. And yeah, let's see what we got here. I am going to, first off, we've got the starter farm here, so we've got all the starting equipment on the farm. I just created a new save with everything, bought the farm, and we bought this one field up here. So we're going to jump up here. I've not done any sugarcane yet in FS22, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun to check this out, since this seemed like something more appropriate for Louisiana, and see if we can take this over to the sell points there for sugarcane. I know that there's a few dedicated selling points on this map for stuff like this, and I thought it'd be just kind of fun to show off some mods. This Oxbow dump cart is something that Skywalker Farms on itch.io has converted our very own Dairy Deer from the Ketterick Farms Discord server. So I thought I'd give it a shot. We're running into these trees here, though, so this is going to be a really short run here with this loading. I think this guy's going to be able to figure out how to go back up the other way. As always, helpers are not super fun. Tom Eversman, good to see you, man. Let's see here. John Chambers, the only issue you ran into is that anhydrous ammonia doesn't work. That's true. Anhydrous ammonia is a new fill type that has to get added to the map, or not to map, to the Precision Farming DLC if you want to be able to use it. That was something that I remember we did in FS19. I made a version of it, and then JS Mapping did an awesome job with that and had a version that was available for everyone that wanted to use it. So hopefully somebody will come out with that here soon. If not, I will likely go ahead and just add that to Precision Farming. Maybe I'll actually release a mod here in FS22, or an edit, I should say. But it's a really simple edit to get anhydrous working there. But we'll try the planter with fertilizer here in a little bit. I wanted to just get a couple of loads here. Man, I'm going way too fast for this harvester. I just wanted to get a load of sugarcane here in this trailer and then take it up to a sell point and see how this is going to work out. Anytime now. There we go. Tom Rook, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I'm trying to slow down my cruise control and realizing that I'm not actually low enough there. We were just geared down enough that we were going slow enough. I thought I could just bump it down one. So that's what's going on, folks. Ellen Trotter, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. We are gonna be doing all kinds of stuff tonight, so I need to find us a field that I can do some spraying in and a field that I can plant in yet tonight, because I want to test out kind of all the core mechanics here with precision farming and see how some of the updates are going to play out. Really hoping this guy was going to turn around. Apparently I got ahead of myself and he wasn't quite to the end of the row there, so let's see if I can unload him while he's backing up here. There we go. We'll take one more pass here, and that should be maybe not a full cart, but enough of a cart to justify hauling this somewhere and dumping it out. I'm just kind of curious to play with the whole 9 yards. I'm not quite close enough. It's why I don't usually do a whole lot of sugarcane is that I'm used to having a little bit more leeway with my machines dumping into me. You got to be right up on the edge of this guy to get him dumping in. If I get too much closer, he hits the trailer, so it's always a little bit tricksy. Found out about anhydrous ammonia when you were doing Deer Creek and precision farming didn't work. Yeah, that's I suspect a lot of people are going to be running into that issue. So hopefully we'll get a version out here soon because, like I said, I think it's an easy update. Tech for the disabled, you weren't getting points for nitrogen using a seeder or planter with fertilizer. Were you using liquid or dry fertilizer out of curiosity? I've got a bunch of stuff set up for liquid fertilizer on this play or on this particular map tonight. And so we'll test that out here shortly. Logan, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We are having about as much trouble as you can have unloading on the go here with this. We're still getting back into our groove here. Thankfully, this week is going well. I'm not sure. I think it's not so visible on the camera now. This weekend, I joined Argzy's stream, and I was actually really grateful that I wasn't on camera because I had been out in the sun all day Saturday and a good chunk of the day Sunday, and I was super sunburned. And so I've definitely mellowed out a little bit here over the last couple of days, and it's not nearly as visible. I was, what do you call it, a reverse panda. I had worn the sunglasses, and so I had this super pale white strip across and red everywhere else. It was quite hilarious looking. I'm having flashbacks to all my time on the FSN servers right now. We ran so much sugarcane on that map because we were playing on oh man, what was the name of that map? Pineapple Bay. And we could run so much sugarcane on that map, and then like multi-crop. So you could, I think you could get a couple crops of sugarcane and then something else all in the same field in a given year. And so we ran an absolute ton of sugarcane on that map. And so there's a reason why I haven't done it since. So let's take a look at the sell points, though. I'm really curious to see this. So we've got this sugar mill on the map that, if I recall, looked pretty sweet. And so I wanted to run over there. It's right down the road here. So we're going to go ahead and hop out here. Now, the other new mod that I'm using today is this New Holland T8. This is a conversion that Dennis Farms just released recently. I can't remember how many days ago now, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to grab a new mod. I can't seem to figure out how to put the flashing blinker bars down, though, on it. Normally, when I've got duals on like this, I'd have those blinker bars laid down a bit. But whatever, we're going to just run with it. Tech for the disabled, the Oxbow cart here, this high tip cart, was a conversion that was done by Skywalker Farms is his modding name. Dairy Deer in our staff chat here, so hopefully he'll be on at some point tonight. I probably could have waited to show off his mod until he was in the stream, but that's my poor planning here. Farm Sim Freak, good to see you, man. And Bow Hunter, good evening. I think I missed you coming in earlier. Does precision farming overlay on the mini-map like FS19? Great question. We're going to jump back over to the harvester as soon as we're done dumping this out and take a look at that, because I didn't notice that yet. But that might be because I'm in circle mode instead of square mode on the mini-map. We'll have to check that out. Griffin from Canada, good to see you, man. Texas Farming Bros, good to see ya. Pleasant View Farms, how you doing, sir? I could use a nice Alice Chambers on this map. That would be a good Alice Chambers, Alice Chalmers, maybe? My goodness, that would be a good tractor to have on a map like this, though. We've got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that I've just tossed on here, hodgepodge, to play around, though. Let's open this gate up. I was worried for a second that it was one of those maps where the where things were only open at certain times of the day. So let's see here. End to open cover, by the way, is how you put the arms down. Goodness gracious. So it's going to tip to my right. So we need to do a swing around here. I guess I probably could have figured that out. Home key for strobes. We don't use the strobes. We're a blinkers kind of a farmer. We didn't have strobes on our tractors back in the day, to be honest. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to work. This is like set up for an end dump. I don't think I can actually dump to the side here. Oh, I can. Look at that. Ideally, I'd like to be up against the side of that, but from a sell point perspective, it works, and I'm going to take it. So this works good for normal dumping. Now this trailer does, because it is a high dump, I believe I can do something else here. Maybe not. There we go. If I hold down the button, I can actually raise it up and tip if I was going into a semi, which is what I'd more likely do. If I was actually running a whole bunch of sugarcane, I'd have some semis or something set up there on the edge of the field to haul this stuff, but I thought we'd play around with a few different things here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe farmers have started doing more with having strobes on tractors. I have seen more tractors with strobes on them in recent times, but all the tractors I've seen in the areas that I was farming, we only ever did the flashers. I'm sure if you've got them, you use them. In Canada, I think it's more common to have the strobes going on the road. So I'm going to run back out here to the field. We're going to check on the precision farming map thing. And honestly, if we look at the precision farming map here, I haven't done any scanning or anything. Now, I thought there was a way to purchase soil information. So here we go. This is built in now. We're going to purchase the soil information here for, wow, $11,000. And you can see this field, I picked this field because it's got several different soil types. And so that's, for me, I wanted to be able to see the differences as we kind of went through and harvested things across those soil types. So we've got our pH levels, our nitrogen's terrible, but you can see the yield information here as we go through the different soil types and such. And so let's get out here and take a quick look and see if the mini map is updating as we're sitting in the harvester. And yeah, Pleasant View Farms, we're slowly getting back into the swing of things here. We've got a little bit of catching up to do, but I'm excited to be getting back into live streams and videos and such. It's I've been missing it, to be honest. It's crazy. I will, full transparency, I have another surgery on Thursday next week, so I probably am going to go down for a few more days after that, but hopefully after that, that'll be the end of all that nonsense, and we'll be getting back to the regular schedule at that point. So probably 2-3 days of recovery and all will be well. Mr. Prater, good to see you, sir. Hopefully you're doing well this fine evening. And John, am I a real farmer? A friend of mine have 2,000 acres in Missouri and you run combine during harvest. Nice. I used to work on a farm. I don't farm anymore, but I would love to get back into it at some point. So all of my experience comes from teenage years. I worked on a farm in southern Minnesota, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, we did corn and beans. It was about an 800-acre farm. So you can see here on the map, even on the big map, which I love, we're seeing our yield values here for precision farming. So field 11 there in the middle, or if we go back to the circle mode, which I do like the circle mode where it kind of orients the way you're pointing. Square mode, all of them work. That's cool. It's good times there with Sugarcane. So this is mod number 1. I should have put links in the description here. Let me actually jump out. I'm going to tab out. We're going to open up a browser, and as we go here, I'm going to drop links so people can go find some of these mods that we're checking out today. So first off of the bat, make sure to check out Skywalker Farms. He's done quite a few edits, and he also just got his first mod published on the in-game mod hub. So that was cool to see. Dairy's kind of coming into his own, Skywalker Farms here, and getting stuff pushed out to in-game mod hub now. Next up, we've got a few other things. So now that I've seen that the harvest stuff is pretty much the same, I'm kind of curious to look at some of the other features here in precision farming. So we have this environmental score, and I'm not sure. I think this environmental score is my overall score potentially. I'm not sure how this is working. It does not affect sell prices. And so how do I see the score for like a specific field is kind of what I'm thinking about. Because when I click on a field, it goes away. So maybe it's just an overall score on my entire farm. But we're going to check that out as we do a little bit more work here. So let's find another field where I can jump in and do some things. So I need to turn stones off before we go too much farther, because I really don't want to be dealing with the field stones on this playthrough. Zoom into the map and it'll show me the data for each field. Well, let's check that out. So if I zoom in, well, I don't have another field right now, so maybe I need to get a different field loaded up here first, and then we can see the difference. I do want to see, I don't get, oh, that's right, I don't see fertilizer information on the in-game map anymore. So let's see here. We're going to buy field 13 here. This has got a few different soil types as well, so it'll be good to play around with. And we're going to take a quick look at the planting calendar here. Oh my goodness, we're past everything. I was hoping I could do one of the winter crops here. Maybe we'll fast forward and plant some cotton here in a couple of days. That's the first one that kind of comes up early in the year here. But before we do that, we can jump in and play with one of our sprayers here. So I got a John Deere 4045 here. This is from Northwest Mods and Edits. I demoed this actually a number of months ago, and then he finally got it to a point where he was ready to release it. And so now we've got this to play with. I've got a lot of additional vehicles here. And hey, I set this up right in the... I must have set the sell point up here when I was making the screenshot. So we're going to go and find a refill point. I think the co-op's down here. Yep, all of our refill points are down here. Precision farming works best if you harvest each field you own first without precision farming on, then save the game and jump back in with precision farming on. Yeah, I think for me, like, I think I actually started this save game with precision farming turned on. Whoa, my goodness. Well, we might as well start that crash counter off for the night. And so, yeah, I have generally found that that's true in that precision farming works best after you have gone through a cycle first. So I don't tend to put too much thought into the values until it's a crop that I actually planted first myself and then brought through the harvest cycle. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up with liquid fertilizer here, if I can actually find it. I think I'm trying to remember where that fill point's going to be. This is the slurry fill point, obviously. I want to say it's next to a set of these tanks. There we go. Now, the problem with this, so we're going to play with this first because I don't have a crop in that field. And so we're going to play with the manual application rate with this, and then we'll go ahead and I think bounce time forward and play with the planting settings, because I don't think FS22 seasons is going to allow me to plant if we're not in season. But I know when I'm playing in a Let's Play series, a lot of times I'll like to put down some of the nitrogen in the fall and do that manually, kind of know what you're shooting for in the next year for that crop. And if you haven't before used on your multiplayer servers, there's now and you could use it in a single player series, the work plan mod on the in-game mod hub has been absolutely amazing for us on multiplayer, where you can kind of plan out what you're going to do in that field ahead of time and mark for yourself where you're at with that, so you're not always checking the menus. I've found that works really well. I do also appreciate that the precision farming pop-up is on the top of the screen there, even when the F1 menu is closed, because you used to have to open up the F1 menu to be able to see that. So that's really cool. I am curious, though. I don't seem to have my turn off the HUD mod installed, or did my key bindings just get messed up again? Let me take a quick look here. I'm curious to see if I make my HUD go away. Yeah, all of my key bindings are just completely toast. What happened there? This is the second time in a couple of days that these have all been wiped out. So if I turn off my HUD, that does go away, so I approve. I like the precision farming data being up there all the time. Now I'm going to deactivate automatic application rate, and then I think I can change that with the K and the M keys. And so you can see here I'm putting down 12 liters a hectare versus, a lot more. So if I come down here, I'm going to put down 25 liters a hectare. And there we go. It's saying I didn't have access to the land for a minute. And so we are spraying here. But we're not, I'm not seeing anything go on. And I would have expected that I could auto spray when I've got it on manual mode. If I turn this up some, I'm not seeing any difference here. So I'm a little bit surprised that I'm not putting some nitrogen down. I would have thought with automatic mode disabled, I could have put down as much as I wanted. Let me look at the... Oh, ha! It's precision farming. We've got to get the soil maps, folks. There, let's try it now. Oh, look at that. So we were applying, and you can see that, I'll spin back around here. So we were applying it, and now you can see the change in the map here, now that we actually own soil maps. And you'll see that little yellow bar and the mini map in the lower left-hand corner there is where I cranked the rate up for a little bit of the pass. So we were kind of stopped there and applied some extra. So manual spray rate for nitrogen is working. So this is a really good sign for people who want anhydrous. We're going to get anhydrous put into precision farming here. And this is going to be able to work so you can do your anhydrous ahead of putting a crop down. So that's going to be really cool. And it takes away from the environmental score. If you don't see and spray, look under sprayers, you'll see the John Deere pull behind that you have to use for weed control. Yeah, I did see that there's a few different things for the environment that will take effect here. So if we come back in, click off of this. Oh my goodness, Brian Oxendine with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, sir, and welcome to the stream. So let's look here. So I've got an environmental score of 53 now. I'm raising these values up. I think it was at an even 50 before. So I'll be kind of curious to see how that goes. I don't think it's really changing per field, at least at this point. So who knows? We'll take a look at it. You don't like precision farming. It's still in its infancy and lacking things that make it realistic. Bonus crops kind of overboard. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's a step in the right direction though. I think I like it more than say, base farming simulator without precision farming. So it's definitely been interesting to see. I'm going to be moving towards it more now that it's out, and it seems to be stable. I'm not seeing any major issues with it. We're going to be upgrading a bunch of our multiplayer servers here over the next few days with it as well to make sure it works there. In 19, we had a number of maps that it just didn't work on. So, DMAX work for it. How you doing? Good to see ya. Let's see here. So that's mod number 2 by Northwest Mods and Edits. Make sure to check him out. He also does the amazing Ford pickup truck that I use in a lot of my series. So lots of good mods over there. He's got a number of mods that he's pushed out. I'm going to, though, actually, I think, skip time forward here. I was sure I was going to be able to plant here when I fast forwarded enough to harvest that sugarcane. I don't really want to do grass, so we're going to bump this forward a couple of months here while we get the other equipment ready. The other thing that I want to toss out here, just making sure I didn't go too fast, we're going to grab SIDS 8RX here with some liquid tanks because I really like this mod, and I haven't gotten a chance to really do anything with it. I want the factory-mounted tires here, so how do I switch this over to US? We're going to go factory mounted set for liquid fertilizer. There we go. And we're just going to make this as big as we can. Extra lights always sound good. We might as well get a slow moving triangle. Buy. I do not have enough money. Unfortunate. You'd think I would have taken out a loan before the start of the series here. Soybeans do not need fertilizer. Yeah, I don't think they need any nitrogen here in precision farming either. In fact, I believe they're one of the crops that put nitrogen back into the ground. So I'm assuming that they've got all of that working here as well from how it was working in FS19. And holy buckets, I was Alt-Tab for way longer than I thought. It's now April. Well, we can definitely do some kind of planting now. My goodness. We'll get back into some daylight. And we'll do something here. So we can do direct drill with one of these planters that I've got on here. First, we were getting a tractor, though. We were gonna, oh no, wait. So I wanted to get a couple of tractors. The first tractor that I wanted to get was this 8RX with the tanks, because we are gonna plant with this. But I've also got another tractor that just released today that I wanted to pick up, which is, we've got from Custom Modding, the Fendt Vario 1000 series, and it looks like we've got that in the Challenger build as well, which is really cool. And so we're going to pick one of these up. I think we've got all kinds of tire options. I was really hoping, there we go, to see some duals. We've got row crop tires, back triples on the row crops, different spacings. So this is really cool. But we're going to go with, these back triples, because why not? Look at this thing. That's just sweet looking. So we're going to do that. And I don't know, we're going to just throw some things on here and take a look at it. We've got beacon options. We've got engine options. This thing is awesome. So as always, custom modding, doing some really cool things here. And we're going to just take a little bit of all of the options here. Did I run out of money again? I cannot believe this. All right, we're leasing it. Boom. And then we want to get two different kinds of, one planter and one seeder here. So for a planter, I've got JHHG's planter on here and mounted set. We want the liquid fertilizer stuff. Lease, I need to lease all this stuff. And then we've got one more thing I needed out of sprayers here, which is this thing. And then as somebody was saying, we've got the John Deere pull behind sprayer now. I was super disappointed we didn't get a US version of this, although I'm not sure if it's got it. But this is the cool new feature here where we've got the weed spot spraying. So we'll only spray the weeds below the nozzle. And so this should both reduce costs and give us or get us out of, I think, some of the environmental penalty. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Farm Sim Jim, good to see you, man. How you guys doing? So we might play with that. We can lease one of these, or I want to see the wheel options first. We got narrows and standards. We might play with one of these in a little bit as well. And then I need a seeder here. Oh, I forgot to install my seeder, my drill. All right, well, we'll just grab something with a fertilizer tank here. I don't want to go too big. We'll lease this one here. Unfortunate that I forgot my seeder tonight. But let's jump over here and take a look at these tractors here. So this one I've had in a series before. We're not going to spend too much time here. I do want to just get this hooked up to the planter since I'm tabbed into it here. And we're going to pick up these fertilizer tanks because I want to see that liquid fertilizer in a planter is going to work. And then we've also got a seeder going here. I know people were saying that they were having a hard time getting that working. So we're going to test that out live tonight and see what happens. And I'm pretty sure I got the right version of this. Did I install? Oh, you know what I did? I installed manual attach on here. I'm going to turn that off for the time being because I'm going to struggle with that with all these new pieces of equipment tonight, I think. There we go. So here we go. So this is Sid Modding's 8RX and a JHHG's planter that we're gonna hook up and get going with liquid fertilizer here. I'm super excited to give this a shot because we haven't done this yet. And this also has variable rate seeding now in FS22's version of precision farming. What am I doing? I'm looking for something that's not there. So we can plant corn now. So I'm going to plant some corn because I know how that's supposed to behave here. We've got, we're going to do it down here in field 13 because we own that field. And we've got pretty terrible stats there for nitrogen. Oh, there we go. Soil information. Thank you. Whoever was trying to tell me to go look at my stats here, there they are. I got you now. I did not understand what we were talking about. Now I do. So I can see my stats per field at this point. And so nitrogen is pretty terrible up in that field. It's okay here. Got it. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. So at a glance, you've got all the information you need. Now, rather than spending all night driving back and forth to the fill points, we are going to just use power tools here, I think, to get me going. Farm Sim Jim having a fun night fighting with a mod that'll teach you to play with the XML. Haha. Oh, goodness, I forgot to start drinking the water earlier. Bobcat Boy, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right, let's get some gears here. Let's get some precision farming. I want to see this variable fill rate stuff. Seeds. Fill vehicle. Unknown. Liquid fertilizer. And... oh, hang on. We gotta switch to the vehicle. Oh. We emptied that. The tanks are the front attach, I think. And hydrous. I don't think that makes too much sense. There we go. We got it all figured out here. So, precision farming, I'm liking the new interface here. We've got both liquid fertilizer application and variable seed rate up here on the display now. So I can see both of these. We're going to unfold this planter and see what happens. Sid's tanks won't fill from a liquid fertilizer tank. I have not tried that yet. I swear that I did it in a different series, though. All right, let's see. Are we unfolding or not? We're lowering. There we go. Oh, wow. We've got like a ultra realistic unload speed or unfold speed here. We could probably speed this up by at least 2x. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the prompt there from the staff team. It looks like my head is blocking the precision farming stuff. I'm a little bit too high. We can move me down here into the middle of the stream a little bit more so that everybody can see what's going on. And let's see here. I want my mini map back on now so that we can kind of see what's going on from that perspective while we're planting. And yeah, we're going to do corn because we can. So let's get this started. And it looks like it's going to show me my nitrogen level in the lower left. And we're planting 8 seeds per meter squared. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe it means 8 liters a seed, given that everything's being measured in liters here. But we are doing automatic nitrogen application here. So that's good. We're getting things way up into the green. And you can see the seed rate just jumped up because I've changed into a different type of soil. So now we're at 12 seeds per meter cubed. So you can see the 3 dots underneath. Do I have course play here? Now I can free my mouse up. So up here in the upper left-hand corner, this has changed from 8 to, what, 12 to 10? And so these dots indicate, I think, seed usage. Different soil types require different amounts of seed is how they're playing that, which, I mean, realistically, you do change your seed rate potentially on different crops to account for your soil types. So that's really cool to see. We're applying quite a bit, and there we go back down to 8 seeds. So if we open this up, you can see the difference here in our soil types as we went through here, and that's what's affecting our seed utilization. So that's really cool. I like this. Talk about ultra realistic. The tractor just needs to creep back as it unfolds. Yeah, that would definitely step it up a smidge more realistic there. Although I'm not sure I would have the patience for that from a video game perspective. It's got to be just a little bit faster than real life. Let's go. Hayden, is there a unit convert coming soon? There is actually a unit convert coming soon. Thundar Modding replied to one of my videos and indicated that he is working on a version of unit convert. I don't know what that's going to look like exactly, but I was excited to hear directly from Thundar that there is going to be some form of unit convert coming out for FS22. That is exciting for me. I'm a huge fan of having unit convert in. Now, with precision farming getting added here, I'm going to be really curious to see if that's something that he's going to be able to add or not. But even just getting it into the base game areas is going to be huge for me. So we're definitely applying nitrogen here with our planter with liquid nitrogen. So I know somebody was having problems with that not working with precision farming. So I'd be really curious if you are having problems. I think it was Tech for the Disabled that was saying that earlier. Go ahead and, post some screenshots in the Discord server. I'm pretty sure you're in our Discord server. And, maybe we'll be able to help you out. Now that I'm getting into this, I'm hoping to do some tutorials on some of this stuff. I've been using precision farming since it came out in FS19. And so far, most of it is pretty similar to what we've had in the past, but there's a lot of small quality of life updates here that are really cool. Can't wait to see how the weeds and such are going to work here. So we're going to plant a few rows here, not do the whole field probably, and then we'll switch over to our seeder, do a little bit of that, and then we'll fast forward time and see if some weeds pop up here. Because I didn't till this field at all, and so if we haven't done any tillage, I think we're going to get weeds. The amount of tillage you do or the type of tillage you do is supposed to affect how many weeds you get. So we'll have to see. Oh, you're not getting any points. Environmental points. Well, I've got some nitrogen points. I don't know when these actually calculate, but I can see that it's going up. And so it's at 58. I was at a lower score before. I'll be curious to see how that looks. I guess I don't know if I have to finish a field before all of that comes into play or not. We're going to stop this planter here, though. We're going to go grab our next tractor and a seeder and put some of that in, and then we will move forward. Now, this has got a good pH value, and its nitrogen level is perfect. I like that. I'll appreciate you tossing the link in there, Stranded. Feel free to join the Discord server. We're closing in on 3,000 people on our Discord server, so always somebody out there willing to help out. This Challenger, though, is looking sweet. I'm super happy that they've got the triple tires on here. I know somebody had modded the Fent to have those at one point, and I think it was Ford Ag sent me a version of that at one point. And I definitely like playing with that on my Canadian series. Seeds. There we go. Oops. We're going to slow down here. We're really booking it. I forgot how fast this tractor is. And we're going to fill the other one with solid fertilizer. Oh. Well, let's go in cab for a minute as long as we're here. Looking good. Level of detail snazzy as always. Custom modding did a good job of converting this over. I'm really digging that. So we're going to go back out though. We've got definitely overkill here on pulling this little tiny seeder. Let's see, what can we plant right now, or do I need to move the day forward? We'll put some beans down. So beans don't need any nitrogen. So this will be a fun test of that. Increasing nitrogen level to optimal value for soybeans on loamy sand. Soybeans shouldn't need nitrogen. Crop does not require additional fertilizer. Awesome. So I'm going to do a couple passes of beans right here in this little area. And then we'll go put down a crop that does require fertilizer just to go all around with dry versus liquid fertilizers here. But this little section, this is our test plot field. We're going to have lots of test plots here as we jump through things. Donnie, everything calculates at the end of the year, you're pretty sure. Yeah, we'll have to see how this works. Like I said, this is my first time, so you guys are teaching me everything here that I didn't already know from 19, because I'm definitely new to some of these new features. So you can see here our variable seed rate. We're having to put down quite a few seeds in a few sections there. So where the corn did really good in that one crop or that one soil type, and we were putting down few seeds, soybeans are actually requiring more seeds in that loamy soil. So that was really interesting that those are inverted there. I haven't noticed, I guess, how that works in real life. I never really paid that much attention back in the day. I was just pointed at a pile of bags of seed and told to put them in the planter. So we'll have to pay a little bit more attention to that moving forward here. After every harvest, Alan, the economy stuff, or not, the environmental stats are going to get updated. That'll be interesting. So we'll not spend too much time here. I just want to get enough so that we can get a few passes with a harvester, and then we will switch to one more crop type, and we'll fast forward time real quick and do a little bit of a comparison. Now, because this is such a small test plot area, I was going to try and back up there, but apparently my key bindings are still a little bit goofy. We'll get these two little pieces that I missed, even if it means we're wasting some seed here. That's all right. And then we'll come down over here. What do we got? I can put some oats down. Oats would be good. Turn this off. And that would be oats. We'll do oats right here along this fence line. And that'll kind of break things up for us. So one growth cycle, been out of town and haven't gotten to play with it yet. Yeah, same here. I've been stupid busy, haven't gotten a chance to play with it, but we're gonna do it all tonight. We're covering everything. I want to see. We want to see weeds, and then we want to see the harvest and the environment scores get affected here. Now, I do have a mulcher roller that I could be using here. Dennis Farms has a VT tool that he set up with mulching and rolling mechanics instead of the typical tillage mechanic. And so I really wanted to give that a shot at some point here. I don't know that we've really got a crop on here to be mulched, though, at the moment. We might have to do that following a harvest here real quick. So that's all right. We'll be buying a giant X9 and doing all of our harvesting in a single pass here, I suspect, which will help us test through some of this stuff in the fastest way possible. We'll do, I think, one more pass here, one more round here to make sure we've got enough to take a couple of passes with the combine. I love that this tractor with the triples on is exactly as wide as our implement, so we're just eking through here. Do you think / know of someone doing something similar to the Rocky Fields mod to make stones more realistic? I have not heard of anyone working on that just yet. That was another Thundar modding mod that he did in 19. I would love to see someone take the stone mechanics, though, and I guess make them a little bit more realistic. I really liked in 19 that we had the stones as physical objects, so you could actually hop out and pick them up and throw them in a rock box if your tractor was set up appropriately for that. I thought that was a really cool mod. Ah, goodness. So this will be our last pass here, and I'm really hoping we get some weeds, which will probably be the first and last time you hear me say that, but it'll be fun to try out. I've got 2 different sprayers, right? So it'll be fun to try out one that I know hasn't been modded and updated for this, and we have another that has. So let's run back over here. So this is fine with my nitrogen and pH because of the soybeans there, even though I don't have any. And then if we look at our corn here real quick, this was all good as well. And this field didn't require any plowing or anything, so, oh, it does. So we've got plowing, rolling, and weeds are growing. And so they'd love for me to use a weeder on this before we have crops that are too big, but we're going to skip that. We're going to do spraying because that's what I'm most interested in here. So I'm going to look at the crop calendar now. So corn is October, soybeans is going to be October, and then I put oats in, which is July. So I'm going to skip forward, and we're going to move into the next month and see if our crops pop up and see if we get any weeds. And then we've got Perma's modding in chat here. Good to see you, man. We will be taking a look at something that Perma's modding's got going on here in the very near future here. It'll go perfectly with our desire to do a little bit of spraying in a moment. And so let's, we're going to take time down here a bit. So, yay, thank goodness, we have normal-ish style weeds now. I could not stand the full field weeds that we had in base game. And what I like about this is actually a step up from how weeds worked in seasons. You can see I've got like a couple weeds here and there, and then I've got like a patch of weeds. And then a few weeds, you know, it's thinner, it's heavier, it's spread out. I've got entire areas without very many weeds at all. I'm digging this. So yay, I will play with weeds again on my saves because it doesn't look completely and utterly ridiculous. And you can see here the weed size was medium, I think it said there. We'll run over here and check these out as well. And so we've got, yeah, medium sized. We can use a hoe to do this. And so a lot of the modders I've seen have had a, like, you know, we actually used to call it a cultivator that would run between the rows and dig out weeds. But we've got some equipment that'll handle that. But we're going to start off by using our big sprayer here. So before I do that, since we've got Perma's modding here, we're going to go ahead and jump into the construction menu, and I'm going to toss down, I think it's under silos? No, it's probably under containers. We've got these new liquid hopper bins that he's been working on here, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to put down the smallest one of these, assuming I've got the money, and the largest one of these. We might just have to give ourselves some money here because I'm going to toss down all three just to have them side by side. Oh, we broke one, Permas. We broke one. So we've got 3 different sizes here of the liquid bins. And so that's pretty slick. And if I recall, this works just like some of the other ones. So I could put herbicide in this one here. I can fill it up or I could do less. I don't have that much money. We're going to give ourselves some money so we're not constantly fighting with this during the stream. And I don't know, $10 million out of work for me. And so I'm going to fill this one up with herbicide here. And you can see, where'd it go? I thought there we've got quite a bit of capacity here. And so it might be a little bit hard to see. So in this one here in the end, the smaller one, we're going to put less in. And we're going to put liquid fertilizer in this one. And so you can see here the liquid fertilizer, it filled up here. We got 5,000 liters in, and it only filled up to right here in the middle of the screen with the white fluid. In fact, let me put a few more liters in there just to show it moving up. See, so you can see that as it fills up, the line on the outside of the tank here is also going to fill up with that amount. And so if I come over to this one, we can put some herbicide in this, and I'll only put 50,000 liters in this one. You can see we filled about halfway up here. And so I'm really impressed with this. You can see the fill level right there on the outside, very realistic. So this is going to be a super cool addition here to the farm. I like having tanks that hold actual amounts. I like being able to pay to have it delivered. That's a really cool feature if I don't want to be hauling that stuff out here myself, but I do want to run my own fertilizer from the farm out to the fields and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and empty this out, and we're going to come over here and get some herbicide in this thing and try this out real quick. So I'm going to pull right up in here. Maybe. I don't remember where the fill point is on this sprayer. Maybe it's on the other side. I remember having a tough time finding it the first time I used this mod, so we're gonna sort that out. Maybe? Oops, I don't have gears on this one. It should be anywhere in this. This mod might not be accepting from this. I might have to try a different one here real quick. We'll go get that pull behind sprayer because I'm not entirely sure if this is the mod or if Permas were still testing this. He sent this over for me to do some testing on, and I said, yeah, I'll test it live in the stream. What could go wrong? Apparently, this sprayer doesn't work. So let me grab a different tractor, and we'll try this real quick. The sprayer is from Northwest Mods and Edits, released that. What tractors do I got? We've got these New Hollands that Dennis Farms released. We'll get this little T6 here and try that out. We'll just toss some GPS on here and some fenders, and I don't know if we need anything else. No, I think we're good. We're just going to get this one as is. Sorry, but we're going to tab through to find our equipment. There we go. Goodness. All right, this one's got gears. Let's see, we got 8 gears. We're in AB range. We'll shift up to CD range here. Here we go. Let's go try and fill it up. The fill point for equipment is on the opposite side of the ladder is on. Yeah, well, I could see the fill point. I think I could see the fill point when I hit F5. It should be in a little square box right in front of the thing, but I could be mistaken. We might need to move one of these. I assume that that's the fill point right there. So that should be easy enough to fill from. We'll back it in here. Doot, 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 doot. Just like so. I do have fertilizer in here, right? Or herbicide. I think. Yeah, it's full. 137,000 liters. Maybe it's not the button that I think it is. Start filling. It's definitely seeing it. It's just not filling. This is the new precision farming sprayer. And so I'm seeing a fill point. I'm just not getting the herbicide. So we'll keep working on that one. And in the meantime, I have this none empty herbicide. Boom. So we've got this. I wanted to try the other sprayer first, but we'll do this one since we're here. Yeah, Donnie, the R4045 is Northwest Mods and Edits. The fertilizer tanks that we're playing around with right now are coming from Perma's Modding, who's in chat with us right now. And the blue tractor here is released by Dennis Farms here recently. So I've got automatic application rate turned on here. And so as soon as I start coming over the weeds here, I'm seeing it spray everywhere. Now, I was kind of hoping that this would spray only the sections that had weeds under them. I'm not using a ton of herbicide here. So I'm remembering the old school, what do you call it? The section control mod where it would spot spray and they would turn the effects on and off for those areas. We did get the sprayer here with that option on, and we're using very little herbicide right now. But you can see it's still spraying even though we're stopped. So there must be a way to turn that feature on and off. Automatic application rate. Like, I'm 90% sure we've got that on here. Of course, I didn't buy this thing. I leased it. We're going to return it real quick and buy a new one just to make sure I did this right. Sprayers. Sprayers. Power spray. This is supposed to have the see and spray where they only turn on when we run over a weed. You have to have cameras on the sprayer. Yeah, that's what we just turned on, I think, right? So let's go grab this sprayer now that we know we got the right one, and make sure this is working. Because I would expect it to animate with the spot spray. Like, that's why it's an option in the store there and everything. You're not going to see that on sprayers that don't support it, is what I'm guessing. Control P. Toss some herbicide in here. Let's go, let's go. We've got automatic on. I can change the nitrogen reference value. Oh, that would be for applying nitrogen. I must be able to set the nitrogen crop value that I'm targeting. That would be interesting. And now I'm turning my sprayer on and we're not spraying. Let's get up here and see how this works. Oh, there we go. My left boom is spraying because I've got a few weeds underneath it there. Perfect. Look at this. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So this is working excellently. Excellently. Oh, I love it. So now we just need to see every sprayer that any modder's ever released add this functionality to it, and that would be sweet. I wonder how hard this is going to be to add compared to the section control mod in FS19. I know I'd done some tutorials on that back in the day and had a lot of fun converting a lot of different sprayers over to use it. This looks great though. This is working really good. And it's on a much smaller it's not the sections of the boom. It's set up with, I think, a nozzle by nozzle approach here, which is super cool. So, wow, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll be looking forward to seeing more sprayers with this. Now let's jump over here. Our other sprayer, I'm going to expect not to do this. In fact, let's just go to the store and look. I don't think that's an option that they automatically added to all sprayers. I think that's something, nope, that we're going to have to wait and update mods with to add those cameras to sprayers. Because if we just pop open to this and come in here and put some herbicide in, we will see that it's not going to take care of, or not going to spot spray for us at all. I'm 99% positive. So let's just prove that theory out. It is not spot spraying. So there you have it. We'll be having to play around with that some more. And our environmental score is going up here. We're getting stuff knocked out. We're already at 74. And so I think that we're losing some points now because I'm just broadly spraying herbicide on the field, which is really interesting. I'm okay with that. Scott Page, how do I have my gears set up? I'm using the 7 and 9 key on the numpad to change ranges. And then I just... I don't even remember what I'm using to gear up and down now. I just do it without even thinking about it. Oh, we bumped into that guy. My goodness. The Keverland iX Track T4 has it now as of today. Nice. It looks similar to the section control from FS19. Well, that's not going to be too bad. I have plus and minus on the numpad for gear shifting now that I think about it. So the plus and minus are gear shifting up and down, and 7 and 9 is what I'd put for my ranges. So let's think here. We're going to actually grab the spot spraying sprayer, even though it goes slow as all get out. And we're going to wrap up spraying this section. We're going to do one of the other sections with the sprayer, and we're going to leave one section without any spraying done to it and kind of compare how those different things work out from a yield perspective. If I was doing a true test, I'd have planted the same crop in different sections and done that, but alas, we're just playing around a bit tonight and seeing how things work. Jesse the Farm Sim, dude, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna try this real quick here. This should go super easy. I think I can get all of this done in one pass. Oh, I just can't get over the weeds. They did a really good job in breaking up the weeds in the fields. So I'm happy about that. I have to say, the improvements so far for precision farming have all been net positive. It's definitely gotten a little bit better. They've taken some of my favorite mods from 19 and incorporated them into precision farming. The section control, spot spraying stuff all comes together now really well. And we're picking up more and more of the feel from 19 that Seasons originally had, so that's also much appreciated. I love my weeds and stuff working how I expect them to now. Let's get this out of the way, and we will get ready to move forward here into a later season. I'm going to move the 8RX out of the way here. Oh, hey, my tractor is rolling forward a little bit here, not super well. As we fold this up, that's what I would expect. I'm gonna do the unspeakable and try and drive off while we're still folding up here. Patience level is, whoa, not super high. Matthew Mendez, haven't done a farm build in a long time, still waiting on more American maps to come to console. Yeah, you've not had a lot of American maps yet. We've got the Frankenmuth map now, which is actually, what, about an hour's drive from me, so was exciting to see that one come to console. That should be a decent map. And then I'm trying to think. There's been one other American map that's come recently that I'm not thinking about. It's going to drive me nuts. And then I know you've got Goldcrest Valley's come back on the Mod Hub, I think. Let's see here. So we've done our weeding, we've done our fertilizing. I think we're ready to bump this time forward again. Let me look at the calendar. We need to get into July here to harvest these oats. Hobo's Hollow? Yeah, that's probably the one I'm thinking of. There are 26 maps with giants for testing. That's crazy. The amount of mods that they're churning through to get them out on Mod Hub right now is impressive. Oh, the backlog's impressive. I mean, I think the backlog's like 5 weeks or something like that. So it's been interesting to see them work their way through that. I don't know how fast I dare to move time forward. I want to make sure that all the systems have a chance to update. I haven't really played with that too much in FS22. I know with Seasons, if you fast forwarded too much, it messed up your game pretty good. Oh, Nitro Dad. Can't wait to see what you've got cooking, sir. Well, I mean, I've seen some of the pictures, but I can't wait to play on it. Looking forward to that very much. And boom, there we go. We're into July. Let's take a look at some of these crops here now. I guess I don't have to go to 0. We'll go to 5. So here's our corn, and it's doing good. Our expected yield is 68% right now. The yield potential is 80%. That must be... I'm trying to think. Oh, there we go. So here it's 105%, and the yield potential is 125. So I like that I've got an expected yield. I can kind of see that I've done, you know, quote unquote, the right things, and I'm heading towards a certain yield percentage, which is really awesome. I'm sure that some of this, I'm standing right on the edge of the soil types. I'm sure some of this has to do with the fact that I didn't do the appropriate tillage that I needed to do. I needed to plow, and I could have rolled this field as well. And we'll see. And yeah, Nitro Dad, you know me. I'm all up for jumping on things a little early, helping to squash those bugs. So when you're ready to start showing people off, you just let me know. And over here, I've got a lower yield potential in certain areas. I love that the crops yield different in the different soil types. It's really cool. So this is a feature that didn't exist in 19, that expected yield number. So that's really exciting for sure. Let me jump over into our last crop type here. I'm just kind of curious. This one we didn't weed. And so that's not necessarily affecting our expected yield as much as I would have thought. We're at 85% of 100 there, where over here where we did spray, we're at 73, 85 of 100. Yeah. I don't know. The weeds didn't affect us as much as I thought it would. We'll see what that number looks like when we get ready to actually harvest. So now that we've kind of goofed off here a bit, let's look at the growth state. We've got one more day to go there on those oats. So I'm going to speed up time just one more step, and we're going to go ahead and grab a combine. And why not be utterly ridiculous? We're going to grab the X9 because we can. We're going to make that a US style. I'll just leave the rest of these settings alone. We'll buy this guy. And I'm going to need a cutter. Ooh, we could go all the way up to 50. That might be too much. We're going to get the 45. I'm trying to think how wide our swaths were. I don't want the header to be wider because it might affect our yield calculations. We'll get the 45 and hope that I planted enough rows here. This is definitely ridiculous farming. It's crazy for us console players. We got all the American equipment mods, but no American map. Well, I do recommend checking out the Frankenmuth map. That was a pretty solid map, had a good Midwest feel to it from my perspective. I think I did a map review on it even. Let's see. We got our corn that we're skipping over here. And we're almost to the next day. I'll jump ahead one here. There we go. Into August. We'll get some daylight going. And let's go look at these oats. Too European for you. It's like right down the road from me in Michigan. It's technically, it's kind of a German community in the area. So you do have some of that, but it's more of a touristy thing. The fields and stuff all actually feel pretty realistic for the area. So here we go. PF gives about a 7% penalty for weeding, but not on minimal mechanical weeding will yield more. Yeah, I expected I'd be taking a hit to my environmental score as a result of having sprayed herbicide. I did notice that when I was doing the spot spraying with herbicide, it seemed to be giving me less of a penalty. So I'll be kind of curious to see how that works out. And we're getting our stuff here. My environmental score is a 93% here, which is actually pretty good. My overall score is trash because I didn't do good on that other field, but 95% isn't too bad at all. I'll take that. We didn't do any of our tillage stuff yet though, so we've got room for improvement. I'll be curious to see if I can run the VT tool through even the oat stubble here and get the benefits for mulching and rolling on this. Spot spraying is max score on the score. Oh, love it, because I was worried that they were going to penalize me for still wanting to spray instead of using a mechanical weeder. Bobcat, love the equipment. Appreciate it. I'm jumping all over the place with the equipment today. Just noticed, did we ever get a California mod map in the history of farming sim? Good question. I can't recall off of the top of my head. I'd feel like it'd have to be one of those mod maps that has a lot of like vegetable stuff on it. I'm seeing my yield numbers go way down right now. I'm a little bit concerned about that. I think those are those big patches of weeds. The bigger the patch of weeds there, the worse my yield was. Because I'm seeing here now that I see some more weeds, it's a little orange. And then there's a little bit where there's not as many, it's a lighter color. So that's definitely interesting. If we come back in here and look at the yield map, nitrogen values are kind of similar-ish. But yeah, in those areas where I had thicker weeds, it looks like my yield really tanked. I wonder if that... all the soil type is pretty much the same there. So that's all weed damage there, I think. That's really fascinating. Really fascinating. All right. Well, now we'll have no weeds in this next section, so I'm curious to see how this does. So we're going to just clean this out. Oops. Fill vehicle. No valid fuel units. I can't fill it. All right, we'll have to buy a trailer. Let's see. What do I got on here? I don't like the triple hopper. We'll get a pace setter and a semi just to hold this in. I have the minimal amount of mods installed right now, so we're all base game right now, except for the handful of things that I'm showing off. It's a Bakersfield, California map in 19. Nice. Squad's brother wants about a bunch of stuff to it. Oh, yeah, Spence is a cool dude. I probably have the header selected. Oh, perma's your lifesaver. That's exactly what I have done. I was gonna say, Power Tools is usually pretty good at this stuff. Boom, done. That's so much easier. All right, folks, we're gonna check out this next section now. I wanna see the difference here when we have weeds versus we don't. And let's see what happens here. Hopefully that rain isn't going to keep up. Now this is September, and we're still not ready for soybeans. Nope, October here. All right, let's go. Even tillage is interesting, like some seeders, but they aren't direct drill. Oh yeah, direct drill is going to be a lifesaver for precision farming stuff because of the penalties that you take with some kinds of the tillage, right? Now with corn ground, depending on how the settings are on, I think we still have to do deep tillage after corn, but then you take the environmental penalty or you take the plowing penalty, and so it's going to be one of those situations where you have to pick which penalty you want to take, which is going to be absolutely fascinating, right? You know, to play that game and kind of do the math, and is it worth it to do tillage or not? So so here we're going on the soybeans. We don't have any of that variability in our yield that was being caused by the weeds. So this is super cool here. We're getting in the around 100%, a little bit less there for yield. We're not getting up into the green. I do wish on the F1 menu where it used to show you the exact numbers that we had, like that precision farming control here still, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm a PC player for sure. I technically own the game on other platforms. I've just never actually played it. We did run a crossplay server for a little bit as one of our multiplayer servers, but we didn't get a lot of interest, so I don't think we have a crossplay server at the moment. Yeah, the plowing tanks the tillage score for sure, but that harvest after your tillage, you're not going to be getting the full environmental score. I'm kind of curious where the environmental score comes off at. We are getting kind of a spotty yield here. I wonder what's up with that. Maybe that was nitrogen. We had our nitrogen levels there. pH is looking okay. Soil type is consistent through that part. That is a little bit odd. So our environment score on this field is starting to go down now. I suspect it's that first value of nitrogen And so the nitrogen values in the different areas went down, except here they went up from our soybeans, I think we had planted here. So our nitrogen values actually increased slightly in this section of the field. We can see what the nitrogen value is. It's 30 kilograms per hectare there, where I suspect these oats actually took nitrogen out, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, it's Ryan Lunt. Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see ya. And what do we got going on here? It looks like we've got lots of weeds already growing up where the oats were harvested, and we've got pretty abysmal nitrogen rates over here too, but about comparable to the other side. So I'm kind of curious. This is all 30 kilograms per hectare, 25 in some areas. Yeah, the oats didn't really seem to do much. Maybe oats don't use nitrogen. All right, we're going to go for the corn here because now I kind of want to see how this tillage stuff is going to work. So we're going to need a corn head real quick, and then we're going to play with tillage and see what happens to some of our scores. I do love that we've got a 16-row corn head now that folds for the John Deere. So awesome. Hey, Cecil Simulations, good to see you, man. The spaders could still play a role after you do that. Just plant grass for a year or two to rotate crops. That's also a good point. It would break up my typical corn bean rotation, but it's how you would mitigate those things in real life to some degree. So that's cool. And yeah, corn on corn will be an interesting decision-making process to play with in precision farming now, since tillage has an impact. And, you know, even in real life, you know, you kind of think about whether or not it's worth it to do corn on corn and what the increased cost in having to put more nitrogen on and things like that is going to run you. So I can't wait to actually start playing a more like real life-y version of the farming here, where we kind of have to make some of those decisions and decide what we're going to plant based on how our soil's doing. So precision farming is my jam, and I'm happy to see it's working super awesome. We're going to take a headland pass off here first, I think. I don't really want to I didn't want to mess up the being able to compare the soil areas, but I don't think it's going to do too bad. Why am I... Oh my goodness. We forgot to empty the combine, folks. It's all right. We didn't hurt anything too badly. Forgot to change our header. We're going to empty this. All right, let's try this again. For real this time. How was the rice with the water? Was that pretty cool? It was. We actually, the last live stream I did on this map, we did a rice harvest, and I thought it was really cool over there. Yeah, so Alan, the crop rotation thing is built into precision farming. So essentially the reason you do crop rotation is usually to let the soil rest, to regain nitrogen in the soil. And so, you know, if you're talking about like a truly like Midwest, you know, southern Minnesota, you're going to do corn and soybeans. Rotating corn and soybeans with precision farming provides a benefit because the soybeans are actually putting nitrogen back into the soil. So it reduces your input costs for putting corn back in because you're getting more nitrogen into the soil. And so there is a benefit to doing crop rotation. It just doesn't give you a yield bonus like seasons used to do, but instead it just helps mitigate the penalties, which is, I think, closer to real life, right? You don't plant corn 4 years in a row because your yield is going to start to go down. It's not that planting soybeans in between raises your yield. It prevents it from going down because you're keeping your soil better. So I actually like that we don't have crop rotation that we just have crop mechanics that encourage you to switch crops to take better care of your soil. Simon Baker, if your power tools isn't working, you most likely have the issue that I have, which is all of your key bindings are getting messed up for your mods. The base game ones seem to be sticking around, but my mod key bindings were getting wiped out. And so I had to come in here and reset all my key bindings to get the mod key bindings to show up again. And then I always change power tools from F12 to Control P because F12 is my screenshot key in Steam. So give that a shot. Check your menu. I bet anything if power tools isn't working, you're just because your button isn't coming up. F Games from Saudi Arabia. Well, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, sir. Alan Trotter did soybeans and forgot to check after harvest. Not sure it gave nitrogen into the field. And that's, I was expecting to see a little bit more nitrogen myself. If we look at the precision farming field, it's hard to tell, but it's I think it's a shade lighter here than it was over here. This is definitely lighter. So I don't know. I didn't know that oats would give me back any fertilizer, or maybe oats didn't. Maybe oats, I put fertilizer down when I planted the oats. So that's probably what happened there. Up here, though, this is definitely a shade lighter than that, and so I think the soybeans gave me some nitrogen back. Although I know in FS19, that was a problem where soybeans weren't quite working right at one point. So I'll have to do a little bit more testing to make sure that's working, but as far as I know, it should work. And here we can see my yield is actually up in the green for the corn, as expected. Let's walk out here for a second. I have bad pH values, and so that's kind of dragging my yield down, but my expected yield is 100% out of 125. So that's pretty cool to see that we're getting a pretty decent yield, even though I completely didn't do any of the lime mechanics here. And I'm kind of curious if I turn lime off in the menu, or if I can turn lime off in the menu with precision farming on. You can't. They remove the lime and weeds are still here, but they removed lime from the crops and growth section when you have precision farming. Cool. So you're kind of forced to do it if you have precision farming on. It's the chaff out the back of the harvester giving you a little nitrogen. Yeah, I'll be kind of curious to see how this works. So once we get down to the end here, what I want to see is I'm going to get the VT tool out, and we're going to VT this ground and see if what that does for us. I know it's supposed to give me a yield bonus. I just don't know how that works. And how that works with, if that continues to work with precision farming, I assume it should. Because we have the needs rolling, needs plowing states here. So if I grab this thing, where would that be? Is it under mulchers now? Nope. If it wasn't, it was a mulcher and a roller. It's probably under one of these. Disc harrows. There we go. So the one that's marked realistic is supposed to operate as a mulcher and a roller. Because it's, you just use it to chop stuff up, i.e. mulch it, and then you're rolling it with that back roller on there. So let's take this big guy. It might be too wide for that VT tool, but we got to play with it. We might take some tires off, but why not? This thing's ginormous. Driver 53 did a video on it. The straw left on the field does give a nitrogen bonus. Good. I'm wondering if that nitrogen bonus comes in the next cycle, or if it comes when we work it in. Let's go test this real quick. I want to see this mulcher roller in action, what it does to the ground state too. Like, Dennis Farms put this mod out a long time ago, and like first week or two of Farm Sim 22, I feel like, and I never got around to playing with it much. So we're getting the mulched texture here. All the stalks are getting knocked down. Maybe that's the rolled, I'm not sure, but either way, we're going to town here, and then we'll jump out. I'll go a little bit farther down here, and then I want to jump out and compare the difference in the ground here from before and after. So if we look here, we're all good. 6125. So nitrogen is 15 to 20 here. I still needs rolling though, which is interesting. I thought this thing was supposed to act as a roller as well. So here my nitrogen is all like 0 to 5, maybe 20 in a few areas. So I don't know if that's doing anything for me or not at this stage. It does not appear to be. So I might have to play around with this thing a little bit more. I don't know if this is just a mod thing or my misunderstanding of how this was supposed to work. So I'm going to fire this back up though. We're going to let him go. Oh, he's not able to do this as a worker. Interesting. Interesting. So we're not, I'm not getting rid of the needs plowing state either, am I? Nope. I'm getting weeds are growing though. That's fascinating. You can kind of see where the weeds are going to come from. So is that Challenger the equivalent to the Fent 1050? If it is, you should try pulling the 60-foot. Yeah, I didn't install the Bordeaux drill on here. This is a Fent 1000 Vario. It's the same body, just with the Challenger build on it. And so you can see this is the custom modding release this today. It's the Fent 1050. So you need the other VT tool for the roller. I swear this was the one that was set up for that. Disc Harrow. I thought this one was supposed to be a mulcher on the front and a roller on the back. And then this one was supposed to be a like a cultivator and a roller. Let's switch. Oh, I gotta just get rid of those tractors one of these times. Switch over here real quick, and we'll go grab it and see. Either way, I really like having these VT tools because they go a bit faster. It's what I see more commonly for doing this, fall tillage stuff, is just chopping up the stalks on the cornfields. It's just backwards to what I think it is. Okay. That's not unlikely. Would not be the first time I'd gotten confused. Yeah, I saw, was that Mike Mitchell used to have one of those hooked up to one of his Bordeaux drills, and had some interesting experiences on the hills with the Fent 1050 there. So yeah, so this one's going to actually do tillage, although I think I've got an older broken version of this where it doesn't pull straight. That's my bad. I forgot to get the update to this. That's probably my problem in general, is I just forgot to download the latest version of this mod. So ignore any of the wonky behavior here with how it's pulling. I think that's all been resolved now. This is what happens when you grab a bunch of mods out of an old mod folder and forget to check if there's updates. But either way, this one's doing tillage now, but it's just cultivation. It's not actual plowing. and it's still not giving me my rolling bonus. So something's off with that. Again, now that I'm realizing I have an old version of this mod, it's probably just that I have the outdated version of the mod. So we'll have to play with that all a little bit more another time. So from a precision farming perspective, I'm kind of curious here. Let's go back to the menu. Have we covered everything in precision farming that's here and new? I guess we haven't spread lime yet. We've covered seed rates. We know all about soil samples. I don't think spreading lime is really going to be any different than it's been. And yeah, we've got all of our nitrogen mechanics are there. There's some questions if soybeans are actually working or not. And yeah, yield data is all showing up, so that's pretty cool. Mike Mitchell just traded in the 1050 with triples and a 9RX for a Fendt 2-track. Nice. That's a cool machine. I'm curious. I've got to check out some of his videos. So here you can see our environmental score was pretty high in this field. It was a 91%. We took penalties in the top and the bottom sections, which are tillage, no surprise because we didn't actually do any tillage, and nitrogen, which is probably no surprise because we haven't necessarily sprayed all of this field yet. So let me grab a subsoiler here and we'll go tackle this field. Do I want a subsoiler or just a plow? I think I want a subsoiler. We'll just grab a little one here. I'm kind of curious to see what this does to things. I wish I had a bigger tillage tool, to be honest. I should have installed one before the stream. But we'll grab that here with the 8RX because the other tractor is going to be way too big. And of course the semi is in the jankiest place, so let me jump out here and see if we can move it out of the way. There we go. And I'm running out of daylight. Why am I running out of daylight? The time is going too fast. We'll get into the daylight again here real quick. We'll actually slow time down. Oh, it's raining. Let's see if I can plow in the rain a little bit. Use the slurry digestate for flat increase before sowing a crop. Yeah, oh, that's what I wanted to check out. So we're going to do that. We'll use it with probably some slurry. And I wanted to see, there's a flat rate I can do, which we did with the sprayer a little bit before we planted the corn. But I think there's an automatic rate, but now you can set what your expected crop type is going to be ahead of time so that you can apply the appropriate rate even though you don't have a crop in the field. So this is going to give me a plow state, I think, here. And I'm just curious if I can see my score tank while we're doing this. So we're at a 91% in this field right now. I don't think I'm going to get enough of it to see that go down here with this little tiny one. Maybe I'll put it over here in the middle section and have that go to town while I go get this nitrogen, the slurry spreader. We'll do that. We'll put it way over here out of the way so we can test this. I want to see if our environment score goes down doing some subsoiling. Let's get it kind of straightened out here. I don't want to go crooked. I want to go straight. There we go. All right, you do your thing. Environment scores at 91%, folks. We got to remember that. Now let's go get a slurry tanker. We've got the new version from the Precision Farming DLC that has the cool features on it. It has this John Deere manure sensing, which will detect the nitrogen in your manure. As the nitrogen in the manure is never the same, the sensor guarantees the same amount. So that's the other cool feature, is that I think if you're just spreading slurry normally, it's going to be kind of all over the place here. So this is going to help you get a even amount. Come on, Challenger, you can do it. Courseplay has an option for the combine to drive the truck/grain cart when full, then resume from the last work point. I know it used to. I haven't played with some of those features yet in FS22, but it would not surprise me if they've got that coming back here. They've been adding a lot of the core features back to Courseplay here. They seem to update every few days. So this thing is supposed to have the John Deere sensors on it for nitrogen. Let's fill it up. There we go. And if we come over here, I was expecting to see a precision farming menu pop up there, but maybe because we need to actually get in the field first, we'll do that. There we go. Nothing. All right, let's see how this works out. So first I wanted to check my score. I'm still at 91%. I'm not seeing that drop due to the subsoiling yet. But again, we've done one whole strip, so not surprising. So let's go ahead and turn this on. I've got it on, and I'm getting no nitrogen. Interesting. I would have expected something right now. Like I don't have any precision farming menu coming up here with this implement attached. Let's go over here where we had the corn ground and try it. It's almost like maybe it's sensing that we don't need nitrogen on here. Need another piece on, oh, for crying out loud. Thank you. We don't have the thing that goes on the back of this thing. We'll get, I think it's this one that can fit on there. I'm used to the smaller tankers that just spray out the back. Our tanker just had knives on the back. We knifed everything in, so these big boomed drag hose things are a little bit foreign to me. Oh my goodness, stop, stop, stop. We're ruining all of the crops. The semi is still in my way. All right. Let's try this again, folks, shall we? You can see how often I use the base game slurry equipment. Yeah, I worked on a hog farm for a number of years, and we had a big slurry setup, and we injected everything into the ground with it. I don't remember the full rationale behind that, but that is what we did. So I have automatic application rate on here, and then I have change nitrogen reference value. And so I can lower and raise the values. All right, so right now it's going to put on 40 kilograms per nitrogen. I don't know what this Y to change nitrogen reference value key is doing for me. But if I go manual, I can change my, is it K and M? I can set what I want it to be. And so no crop detected, seed first. So this is how we would manually do it. Let's try this out here. Oops. Drag hoses down. And turn on the spreader. There we go. So now we're actually applying some nitrogen. And this is doing it at a flat 40 rate. So if we wanted to come down and pre-apply some from something like this, we could do it this way. Or I could put on automatic, and then it's going to try and hit this flag value. And that's depending on soil yield potential. But different crops require a different amount of nitrogen. And so I'm kind of curious. I was hoping I'd have a way to set which target crop we were going for. So I think if I was normally spreading nitrogen like this, I would just go with a manual value and then just, increment myself up to make sure that I wasn't applying too much. So this is kind of cool. The Asario Pro Active. How would can I put that on the front of this thing? Here, let me move my cell point over here so I don't have to drive all the way across the map. So you guys are saying that I need, where is that thing at? In here? Configuration standard. What is that? Oh, it's a weight. Got it. Lots of weights. Let's toss this on here and see what it does, but I don't think it affects the slurry tanker at all. We'll see if we can do it without folding all this stuff up. I think the 3-point part is on the other side. I could be wrong. Can we do it on the first try without knocking it over? All right. Dun dun dun. Do I have to like turn it on or anything? I don't. Oh, Alt B, turn on crop sensor. Oh, that was Control B. Alt B, crop sensor is on. I mean, I think this is just doing crop sensing at this point, which we've already scanned our field, so I don't know that this is going to help with anything here. If we go back to manual mode, no crop detected. And then, yeah, I mean, auto mode, I would expect that this Y, so it says change nitrogen reference value. I got to look up and figure out what that's supposed to do, because I was kind of expecting that nitrogen reference value to be that I could change what kind of crop I'm targeting putting in here. So we'll have to figure it out. The sensor captures loves and detects what's needed. No crop right now. Yeah. So we don't, like, I would hope that I could change that so that it could be automatic, but for a crop that I plan to put in, not the crop that's there right now. So that's my only complaint with that right now, but honestly, I would just do it manually. And so we're not really impacting our environment score here right now, not surprising. Because we're not really doing much. We're putting down a little bit of nitrogen, but I think some of that's going to get calculated when we move into the next segment here. So, Joey, how is this map? This is a cool map. I like it. Louisiana mapping did a great job updating it with a custom precision farming soil map. You can't see it so well here, but you can see it in the thumbnail. But the riverbed here has different soil types and stuff alongside it, so that works out really well. Wes Henry, good to see you, man. Do I have a link for the map I was playing on yesterday? On the weekend, I was playing with Argsy Gaming on his Southern Cross station. That's a PC-only release at the moment, but I believe it was supposed to be in testing for consoles. So I'm not sure what the link is for the Southern Cross map there, but if you go check out Argsy's stream, you should be able to find it. And can you show how to show up dirt in the modular using? I'm not sure what you're asking, Lucas. Joey, does this map have a little town? Not exactly. It's got a number of businesses here. Oh, we're out of slurry already. That went fast. Not surprising. We've got a number of businesses on the main road here to kind of give you some sell points and some production chains, but we don't have a town per se. If I run down here, you've got a Taco Bell, which is pretty cool. And then we've got a few more businesses just kind of down here, sell points, etc. A little strip mall area that acts as a sell point. So some cool little additions like that, but not a full town on this map, which isn't too bad. But yeah, Joey, if you look in the description of the video, you will find a link to Louisiana Mapping's itch.io page, which is where you can download this map. And then I do love that we've got the little A-Series John Deere on the rotating platform here, just spinning around. Nice little addition to the map here for the dealership. Pretty sweet. So this would be a fun map, I think, to actually do a Let's Play on at some point. I've been hesitant to start a new Let's Play, given that I'm still in the middle of my first year on Westby. I put like 5 episodes in and haven't even gotten off the first month. There's so much to do in Westby. So I do need to start a second Let's Play series up here at some point with a little bit more variety in equipment. Do something with some of this newer style equipment that we have coming out. And now I've been waiting for precision farming to come out to do all that. And now that precision farming's out, I'm going to have to figure out what map I'm going to be playing with precision farming, because I don't dare update my Westby save in the middle of it at this point. My goal is actually tomorrow to update our multiplayer servers. We run right now 3 community multiplayer servers. We've got one on Huron, the 16X Huron County, Michigan map, which has been a lot of fun. And then we have a Westby, Wisconsin multiplayer map, the 4X map that I've done some live streams on. And so we've got those 2. The third one we're actually in the process of switching out, so I got to figure out which map we're going to put on there and play around with that a little bit. Thankfully, I am a G-Portal partner, and they've been kind enough to give me a lot of good hosting credit, so we can keep 3 servers going for the community right now, between the donations from the channel members and my partnership with G-Portal. So we're really excited to get a 3rd map going here, and I'm excited to get into precision farming. Tonight has been a blast figuring everything out, so I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me while I've played around with learning precision farming. I figured, why not do it in a live stream since I hadn't had a chance to look at it yet. And I appreciate all the help everybody has been giving me tonight. I think I've got a pretty good handle on most of it. And yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what map to play on here with precision farming. I'm excited. I want to get into this. This was the last big piece of the puzzle, so to speak, for me for Farming Simulator 22 to really get back into things and be excited about it. So we're now back to status quo almost for FS19. As soon as I get unit convert, I'm going to be a happy camper from all my game mechanics mods. But yeah, Nitro Dad, if you hit me up on a Discord DM, I know for a fact that you've been whitelisted, so you will get through, and I'd be more than happy to check out your map whenever it's ready, sir. Do whatever testing I can to help you out there, and I'm excited. I love Nitro Dad maps. I've played a Let's Play series on almost all of Nitro Dad's maps, I think, so excited to see another one coming out here for FS22. But yeah, so I think we've covered everything that we planned to cover tonight from a precision farming perspective. We looked at some great mods, so actually we'll jump back in here. These liquid storage silos coming from Perma's Modding here soon. And we've got a few other mods I showed off today. We've got this Fendt Vario 1000 with both the Challenger and the Fendt versions. This is out today on Custom Modding's Facebook page. And then what else did I show off? We had our nice 8RX from Sid Modding that's been out for a while. We've got Skywalker Farms' Oxbow high dump cart here that we played around with. We've got the New Holland T6, 7, and 8 series tractors that Dennis Farms recently converted and released. And we had a couple other things. JJG's Planter and Northwest Mods and Edits released the handy R4045. So we've got a nice big American-style sprayer here that actually drives a reasonable speed. Now, if only we could get the spot spraying on here for from Precision Farming, I'm going to be a happy camper. So stay tuned. I'll probably be figuring out how to do some of those kinds of things. I'm also going to see if I can figure out how to add in Hydrus to Precision Farming, and we'll put out some tutorial videos for folks that are looking for those additions here in the next few days, hopefully. So with all that said, though, I think we are going to wrap the live stream up today. Had a blast with everybody hanging out tonight, chatting it up, and we will catch you soon in some videos, some tutorials, and some more Let's Plays. So I think that's all for today. Kitterk, out.